Barack Obama was midway through a rally speech when someone in the crowd decided to push back, and what followed became one of the most replayed moments of that entire political era. Not because it turned ugly, not because anyone got removed, because Obama's response was so completely different from what the crowd expected and so completely different from how these moments usually go that it stopped the room cold and then brought it back to life in a way that no planned applause line ever could. This is the kind of leadership moment that reveals who someone actually is when the cameras are rolling and the script goes out the window. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video and watch this.
We can't afford a commander-in-chief who insults POWs or attacks. No, wait. Hold up. Hey, hold up. It's okay. Hey, hold up. Hold up. Everybody sit down and be quiet for a second. Now listen up. I'm serious. Listen up. First of all, we live in a country that respects free speech. So, second of all, it looks like maybe he might have served in our military, and we got to respect that. Third of all, he was elderly, and we got to respect our elders. And fourth of all, don't boo. Oh! Don't boo. Oh! Come on. We can't have a commander-in-chief who suggests that it's okay to torture people, that suggests that we should ban entire religions from our country. We can't afford a commander-in-chief who insults POWs or attacks. No, wait. Hold up. Hey, hold up. It's okay. Hey, hold up. Hold up. Hey, listen. Hey. Listen up. Hey, everybody. Hey, listen up. Hey, I told you to be focused, and you're not focused right now. Listen to what I'm saying. Hold up. Everybody sit down and be quiet for a second. Now listen up. I'm serious. Listen up. You've got an older gentleman who is supporting his candidate. He's not doing nothing. You don't have to worry about him. You should. This is what I mean about folks not being focused. First of all, hold up. First of all, we live in a country that respects free speech. So, second of all, it looks like maybe he might have served in our military, and we got to respect that. Third of all, he was elderly, and we got to respect our elders. And fourth of all, don't boo. Oh! Don't boo. Oh! Come on. Now, I want you to pay attention, because if we lose focus, we could have problems. This is part of what's happened here during this election season. We just get stirred up for all kinds of reasons that are unnecessary. Just relax. Now, I want to remind you what I was saying. We can't afford a commander-in-chief who insults POWs, who attacks a Gold Star mother, who actually talks down to our troops, says he knows more than our generals. Even a Republican senator said we can't afford to give somebody like that the nuclear code, somebody so erratic. I want you to think about that.
Disruption came from somewhere in the crowd, loud enough to cut through the speech and draw the crowd's attention. The reaction was immediate. People started booing, turning toward the source, building toward the kind of ugly confrontation that political rallies occasionally produce when the energy in a room turns hostile. Obama stopped it before it got there. He held up his hand and told the crowd to sit down and settle down, and he meant both things in a way that made clear he was not setting up a punchline. He was genuinely asking them to stop. Then he did the thing almost nobody does at a political rally when someone tries to disrupt it. He defended the person who just tried to derail his speech. He told the crowd, "This is America, and that means we protect free speech, including from people who disagree with everything we just said." He noted the person appeared to have served in the military and said that earns automatic respect regardless of political views. He pointed out the person was elderly and said, "You respect your elders." He told the crowd directly and without hedging that booing someone you disagree with is not who we are. All four of those things in a row without pausing to check whether the crowd was going to accept them. The crowd cheered louder for that sequence than for anything else in the speech, and the reason is not complicated. Genuine leadership is rare enough that when it shows up in an unrehearsed moment, it registers as something different from the performance that surrounds it constantly. What Obama was doing was not asking the crowd to agree with the heckler or suggesting the disruption was appropriate. He was making a point about character, that how you treat people who oppose you reveals more about who you actually are than how you treat people who already agree with you. And he was making that point in real time without notes or preparation in front of thousands of people who had come specifically to agree with him. That takes a different kind of confidence than delivering a prepared speech to a friendly audience. And he went straight back to his argument as if the interruption had never happened and the argument itself was substantive. He was making a direct case about fitness for the presidency tied to specific statements and specific patterns, comments about using torture, proposals to block entire religious communities from entering the country, remarks about military commanders that drew criticism from people in both parties, the claim to know more than the generals. He pointed out that a Republican senator, not a Democrat, had publicly said that someone behaving that erratically should not have access to nuclear codes. He was not attacking a regular voter or dismissing the concerns that drove people toward different political choices. He was arguing that certain ideas and certain behaviors have consequences when they reach the level of presidential power. And he wanted his audience thinking about that argument rather than about a disruption that had already been handled. The contrast with what political rallies became in the years after this moment is the reason the clip keeps circulating. Disruptions became confrontations, crowds became mobs. Politicians used hostile moments to perform toughness for supporters or to generate content about being persecuted by the opposition. The disruption stopped being an interruption and started being the point. Obama chose differently in this moment. He chose to expand the room rather than contract it, to defend the person challenging him rather than turn the crowd against them, and to demonstrate confidence in his argument by refusing to be distracted from it. Whether that approach was politically wise given what came after is a question people will argue about for a long time. What it was, without any argument at all, was a choice that reflected a specific set of values about how public disagreement should be conducted. Drop a comment and tell me what you think. Did Obama get this right, or did his approach to moments like this underestimate what was building in the country at the time? Hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell because we are covering every development as it comes. See you in the next one. Stay safe.